Hi, hello, greetings and salutations. My name is Sophie, and I wanted to talk about something really nostalgic to me today, and that is this book, Mythical Monsters, the Scariest Creatures from Legends, Books, and Movies. So as a kiddo with undiagnosed autism, I was oddly fixated on all things paranormal, creepy, spooky, scary skeletons. So naturally, instead of a normal bedtime story, I would ask my dad to read me a page out of this book every single night. And now I listen to true crime podcasts and paranormal encounter stories in my free time. I guess some things really don't ever change. Anywho, this copy right here is the same exact copy that me and my dad must have read 100 times over. So it's, well loved, to say the least. All that said, I'm going to break this video down into 3 parts. Part 1, I'm going to read you guys a few excerpts from the book in my best 2013 creepypasta narration voice. Part 2, I'm going to be talking about more of the visual aspects of the book and why I think they're important and why they're important to me, I guess. And part 3 is why I think it's important that kids are taught this kind of stuff and that these stories are still passed down. Folklore has it that if you see a phantom hound with a black coat and blazing eyes at night, bad luck, or even death, is close at hand. This huge dog has demonic red eyes, and appears only at night, terrifying lone travelers. It is said that you will feel an unnatural chill before you see it appear. Tales of black dogs are especially rife in Britain, though some experts believe Viking raiders brought these stories with them from Scandinavia. The dogs are often linked with churches. A black dog that visited the Church of Blythburgh in Suffolk in 1577 killed 3 people. Black dog stories influenced Arthur Conan Doyle when he wrote his Sherlock Holmes story, The Hound of Baskerville. The earliest known report of a black dog was in France, AD 856. When one materialized in a church, even though the doors were shut. The church grew dark as it padded up and down the aisle, as if looking for someone. The dog then vanished as suddenly as it appeared. A man walking home one evening takes a shortcut along a cliff-top path. He doesn't believe local stories about a black dog. As he walks, a mist descends, and he starts to feel cold, unnaturally so. Though uneasy, he presses on. Suddenly, he comes face to face with a monstrous ghostly hound, its eyes burning with an unearthly fire. The man turns and runs in a blind panic and plunges over the cliff, clutching vainly at a tussock of grass as he falls, screaming to his death. Feared for his savage nature and ferocious appetite, this terrifying, devouring wolf of Norse mythology grew so strong that ordinary chains could not hold him. He was one of 3 children spawned by the trickster god Loki and a forbidding giantess. Fenrir grew so rapidly that even the powerful Norse gods of Aesir began to fear for their lives. Finally, the Aesir forged 2 heavy iron chains, and twice they challenged Fenrir to a test of strength and bound him. But as soon as the chains were in place, Fenrir simply shrugged his great shoulders and broke his bonds with ease. He was finally bound by a magical ribbon called Gleipnir. Norse mythology predicts Fenrir is destined to escape at Ragnarok, the end of the world, when he will swallow the sun and then kill Odin, king of the Norse gods. With the broken links of lading still rattling around his shoulders, Fenrir storms into a small village in Midgard. He's now so huge that the thatched cottages look like toy houses, and their beams shatter like matchsticks beneath his massive paws. Screaming in horror at the spectacle, the human inhabitants flee for their lives. But as Vernier rips through thatched roofs with his great teeth, some move too slowly to escape their fate. Alien or supernatural creature? No one knows the origin of the Hobsonville Goblin, but Elmer Sutton saw one clearly enough to shoot it in a tree on his South Kentucky farm. Local Cherokee Indians also had traditions of visiting nighttime creatures that perfectly matched Sutton's description of what he saw. The case remains a mystery, but tales of goblins have featured in folklore since the earliest of times. They are known as mischievous creatures, hiding out in underground grottos, hollow tree trunks, or hidden areas around the house, emerging after dark to scare local humans. And on that note, I actually had the pleasure of meeting one of these little guys recently. And it had the displeasure of meeting me. I trapped it in a keychain that you can buy on my Etsy for $5. So originally this was supposed to just be like an auditory project, but as you've seen, there's so much visual context in the book, I don't think just a podcast of me reading it would have done it justice. The illustrations of the monsters are so detailed, even for a children's book. I used to stare at the pages and take in like every small detail, and I appreciated how much work must have gone into it, and that's probably one of the many reasons that I started drawing. They also have this neat diagram aspect where they describe features of the creature, and it made it so vivid to me as a kid. Building on that, the sighting/location map and the actual size scale add so much more visual intrigue, and to a child, a layer of reality or truth. So as a kiddo, your frontal cortex is not done cooking, obviously. So you don't really have those fact checkers in your brain that look at something and go, that's not right. So when you see something that looks informational and comes from a book, it's like, so that's real? And this definitely led to some childhood trauma. But we're going to ignore that, talk about why it's important to have stories like this. Conclusion! We're almost done. Don't worry. One thing I haven't shown is that at the top of each page, they have a category where the monsters come from. Some are mythological, some are from the media, some are from folklore and like passed down tales. I just think stories, whether they be scary or not, when they're passed down for generations, they're very important to keep passing down. And that's one of the reasons why I really wanted to share this book specifically. Because I got these stories passed down to me from my dad. This is a way of me passing them to other people. And I really enjoyed it. And I hope you did too. So, thank you for watching. I don't know how to end this, so bye.